Hi, I'm Miss Julie, and we're going to be making some Monster Energy Bites today here at the library. This is part of our program, Cooking with the Library. We have our wonderful Charlie cart here, which is our mobile kitchen, and we received it with a grant. The grant is made possible by funding from the Federal Institute of Museum and Library Services under the provisions of the Library Services and Technology Act, as administered by the State Library of North Carolina, a division of the Department of Natural and Cultural Resources. So let's get to the fun part. So I love to cook, and I really love this recipe because it's super easy, it's customizable, you can take things out, put things in, and it doesn't heat up your kitchen, which is really great during the summertime. So I'm gonna show you some ingredients we're gonna use for our Monster Energy Bite. First, we have 1.5 cups of old-fashioned oats. I went ahead and measured all these out. I have that in the big bowl because it's the most of our ingredients. Then I measured out 1 cup of peanut butter. You can do any kind that you want, as long as it's not a runny, like a natural peanut butter. Just make sure that it's gonna be sticky enough to hold everything together. And you can use some butter, almond butter. You could even use cookie butter, but I would probably take out some of the other really sweet ingredients because cookie butter is really sweet. But you can accommodate this to for any diet. So if there's a peanut butter allergy, do not use peanut butter. You can use any other type of butter. So next we have our honey. This you can measure out, depending on how sweet you want it, 1/3 to 1/2 cup of honey. So I have that right here. And then I have my flaxseed. This is 1/4 cup or 1/4 of a cup of flaxseed right here. And then we have our vanilla, a little splash of vanilla. I already measured that out. That was about 1 teaspoon of vanilla here. And also, I didn't mention it, but I mixed this into the flaxseed. I did a little pinch of salt. And I also actually put in a little bit of cinnamon just because I like cinnamon, but you do not have to do that. And next we have some yummy mini chocolate chips, and that's about 1/3 of a cup, or actually about a 1/4 of a cup. And then we have our mini M&Ms, which is about 1/3 of a cup. So you can do more, you can do less. You can add chopped fruit to it if you like craisins would be a good addition. You can use just mini M&Ms or just mini chocolate chips, really however you want to do this. 3 rules when you are cooking. First, wash your hands. Anytime you're in the kitchen, several times when you're cooking, when you're done, wash your hands. It's really important to be clean. Make sure your hands are clean when you're handling food. 2, get permission from your grown-up. Make sure your grown-up is okay with you being in the kitchen. And I really, like I said, I like this recipe. It's no bake. You don't have to use any sharp utensils, and you don't have to turn an oven on for this recipe, but still get your grown-up's permission. Number 3, clean up after yourself, because the more you can show your family and your friends how clean the kitchen is and you have this tasty treat, the more likely they're gonna let you experiment with it in the future. So let's go ahead and get started. So first, we're going to go ahead and get our big spoon and get our peanut butter and put that in. It's gonna be a little messy. Remember, that was one of our rules that we have, is we clean up our mess. So that's always a good rule. And then, let's see, I should have gotten a spoon. I'll use my finger right now because I just washed my hands. And then we have our honey. And the honey's a little sticky. One tip that I have is I actually take a little bit of cooking spray and put it, when I have something sticky like honey and peanut butter, I just coat it in the bowl so it's a little bit easier to get out. If you don't have to do that, that just makes it easier. All right, so look at that. We've got our honey and we have our oats and our peanut butter. Now next we're going to put in our flaxseed. Kind of dump that in. That was super easy. And I might just go ahead and start stirring it up a little bit. We got a lot to stir up. There we go. And like I said, I probably should have just gotten a spoon that I could have used that with. And I didn't, and that's okay. I washed my hands really well before I started. So you see it's kind of picking up, it's taking a minute, gotta put some muscle into it. I like making these for my family. My kids really like them. They are just a yummy, quick bite, and they give you some energy, give you some protein and fiber, and all sorts of good stuff like that. All right, so we have that. Then we're gonna add our little splash of vanilla, about a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm gonna go ahead and stir that up as well. You want a nice big bowl to do this so it doesn't go over the edge. And then, the fun part right here, little mini chocolate chips. I love mini chocolate chips. And we'll go ahead and stir in our M&Ms too. Doesn't that look good? Oh my gosh. And that M&Ms make it look really colorful and pretty. Stirring it up really well so we get all those flavors all over. And now we have our mixture and we're ready for the next part. You will need parchment paper. I got this at Food Line. You can get this at any grocery store, Walmart, Food Line, Publix, anything like that. And you can bake things on it. You can also put food on it where it won't stick. So this is a great thing to have. So I actually already got my parchment paper and I put it on my baking sheet so it can hold it steady and be even. So now we have our mixture. And all you do is you can use a spoon, but I really love this little ice cream scoop because I think it makes it just perfect size. Everything's kind of about the same size, and which is nice. It makes them nice and uniform. And you just scoop it out and you put it on your parchment paper and your baking sheet. And it's really super easy. We've got it all mixed up well. And what we have to do with these Monster Energy Bites is we are going to put them in the freezer. Yes, we are going to put this whole sheet in the freezer and we'll leave it in there for about 30, 40 minutes, something like that. When I tried this recipe out, I think it took about 40 minutes, just enough for it to set and be nice and kind of firm up for you. I mean, you actually can eat one now if you wanted to, but it's gonna be really sticky. So I kind of like it. I like it set a little more, so that way it's not. Yeah, I'm gonna move these little guys down here. So that way it's easier to eat, I think. And it's not so sticky, doesn't get so much on your hands. I'm making a little bit of a mess right now, but that's okay, because that's part of the fun of cooking. All right, so we're gonna fit one more on here. So we've got those guys ready to go. And after you have these in the freezer for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and they're set, then you get a container like this. Well, a nice little Tupperware container or Gladware or whatever. You could even use a Ziploc bag, and you're going to store them in the refrigerator. So these Monster Energy Bites will keep for about 2 weeks in the fridge. You could actually even store them in the freezer in a freezer safe container, and they will last for about 3 months, I believe. I've never had them hang around my house for that long. Everybody always eats so well before then. But yep, that's our next step. Thank you so much for joining me today and joining us for the Cooking with the Library series. I hope you'll try this recipe and come into Children's, and if you see me, tell me what you think about it, or you can also let us know in the comments. We will have the recipe link in the comments if you did not have the chance to write everything down today. So have fun. I know I will. I'm about to go put these in the freezer for about 30 minutes, and then I'm going to enjoy. Thanks, guys.